Well, happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, which is upcoming, happy Hanukkah, and whatever holiday or you celebrate, enjoy that with family, friends, but be sure and get some rest. Highlights this morning from one of my sessions. The young woman and I were talking about her dealing with past traumatic experiences coming from a parent who was single and seemed impatient, didn't have time for me, always yelled at me, screamed at me, and the list goes on. So now they're having that conversation. She and her mother are having that conversation. A lot of tears. What really hurts a child is when the parent says they don't remember. Could it be that you don't remember, or did it hurt you too to admit that you were mean to the child? And the reason why you were mean to the child is because you were angry with their father. That was the case this morning. She says, I was angry with your father who was not available to me. And I know that had nothing to do with you, but yet and still you felt the brunt of what I was feeling. So a few things that came out in therapy, and I encourage you to do this assignment as well. It is to jot down what happened. I'll give you an example. Where there was where there was criticism and criticizing, it's hard for you to extend other people and yourself grace. So where there was criticism and criticizing, extend yourself grace, extend others grace. Where there was verbal discounting, abuse, yelling at, screaming, you can counteract that now as an adult with a kind word rather than practicing or regurgitating what happened to you. Rather than asking a person what is wrong with them, the correct question is what happened to you. When you see persons that are all over the place, angry, going into a rage, have trust issues, and that list goes on, it's not what's wrong with them, but what has happened to them. When your emotional needs were not met, ask yourself, what do I need? Look within. Everything you need is within. So take care of yourself first. Punishment versus discipline. She says, I was punished a lot, beaten, ignored, stonewalled, given the silent treatment is what that means. Punishment comes from the root word punitive, which means to damage. A lot of our families tend to call that discipline, farther from the truth. Discipline comes from the root word disciple, which means teach me to follow. When you are teaching a child to follow you, you're not yelling, screaming, threatening, and belittling them. If you ever watch a teacher in the learning circle, the little ones are sitting around. They're allowed to raise their hands and ask questions. They're allowed to do that. They're not yelled at for being curious. Absence of affection, when they withheld affection from you, probably because they didn't know how to give it or they themselves are feeling cold. Longing, attention seeking is what that produces. When someone withholds affection from you, then they produce what grows in you is one who will seek attention, mostly in all of the wrong places, wrong opportunities. So rather than do that, rather than search for love in those places that are not good, extend love to yourself by first honoring yourself. Don't stay in a relationship to where you're dishonored, lied to, cheated on, belittled, all those things that happened to you as a child. You don't want to endure that again. When you were little, you may have been blamed for everything. And when you're blamed for everything, that sends a message that you can't do anything right. So that produces low self-confidence and low self-esteem. The counter to that is build yourself up, build up your own esteem, and change the dialogue in your head. I can do this. I'm going to try. I'm learning how to do this. I'm learning, rather than I can't do this. I suck at this. But rather, I'm going to learn something new today. I'm going to get this. And finally, not being validated, not having a voice, told to shut up, be quiet, sit down. When you simply had a question, you weren't talking back, honey. You were trying to learn something new. Find your own voice and speak your truth. These are the best things that you can do for you. I know it was a long one today, but necessary. So try the exercise. List those things on the left that you felt were harmful to you. And then on the right, you replace that with things that you will need to do. It's all about nurturing you. Happy holidays. Trauma.